Pressure doesn't build character. It reveals it. And your children are watching most closely when the pressure is highest. They don't study your speeches. They don't remember your advice. They absorb your reactions. They watch how you speak when money is tight, how you move when you're tired, how you respond when plans fall apart. In calm moments, anyone can look patient. Anyone can sound wise. Anyone can appear in control. But pressure strips away performance. It shows whether a man becomes quieter or louder, whether he becomes focused or scattered, whether he protects the atmosphere of the home or lets stress leak into every room. Children learn something important in these moments. They learn whether pressure means panic or whether pressure means adjustment. They learn whether difficulty leads to blame or whether difficulty leads to responsibility. Most of all, they learn what normal looks like under strain. A father who stays regulated under pressure teaches safety without words. A father who explodes teaches unpredictability. A father who withdraws teaches emotional absence. None of this is intentional, but all of it is instructional. Your children are not judging you. They are calibrating their future responses. They are learning how a man handles weight, how a leader holds tension, how stability is maintained when circumstances are not kind. Pressure is not the problem. It is the mirror. And the habits you reveal under pressure quietly become the blueprint your children will follow. Children don't first learn emotional control from explanations. They learn it from exposure. Long before they understand concepts like stress management or self-control, they are watching how pressure moves through your body. They notice your breathing, your tone, the speed of your movements. They sense when tension enters the room, even when no one says a word. A father under pressure teaches regulation in two ways, not by what he says, but by how his nervous system behaves. When a man slows himself down, children learn that urgency does not require panic. When a man stays present, children learn that difficulty does not equal danger. When a man adjusts instead of reacting, children learn flexibility instead of fear. This is how emotional patterns are passed down, quietly, physically, subconsciously. A raised voice tells a child that pressure is threatening. A clenched jaw tells them stress must be suppressed. Silence without presence tells them emotions should be avoided. Again, none of this is intentional. But children don't need explanations. They need patterns. They borrow your regulation until they can build their own. That's why consistency matters more than perfection. You don't need to be calm all the time. You need to return to calm in a predictable way. A child who sees a father reset learns something powerful. Emotions can be managed. Tension can be released. Stability can be restored. This is leadership without instruction, teaching without talking, guidance without lectures. Your children are not memorizing your words. They are memorizing your nervous system. And under pressure, they are learning how to carry weight by watching how you carry yours. For a child, safety is not defined by comfort. It is defined by predictability. Children don't need life to be easy. They need it to be steady. And pressure is where steadiness is tested. When pressure enters a home, children immediately ask, without words, "Is this still a safe place?" They don't ask it verbally. They feel it. They feel it in your tone at dinner, in how doors close, in whether the room tightens or softens around them. A father under pressure becomes the emotional reference point. If he stays grounded, children learn. This situation is difficult, but we are okay. If he becomes sharp or distant, children learn, Difficulty means danger. This is how trust is built or weakened under stress. Trust doesn't come from promises. It comes from repetition. A child who repeatedly sees a father handle pressure with restraint learns that problems are manageable. That tension does not equal collapse. That stability exists even when answers are unclear. But when pressure regularly turns into chaos, children learn to scan the environment instead of relaxing in it. They become alert too early. They carry weight too soon, not because anyone told them to, but because the atmosphere trained them to. A calm response under pressure does not mean pretending things are fine. It means signaling that the adult nervous system is still in charge, that someone is holding the line. This is what creates trust, not perfection, not positivity, but regulated presence. Children trust leaders who remain consistent under load. They trust fathers who do not disappear when things get heavy, who do not explode when plans break, who do not transfer pressure downward. When you absorb pressure instead of passing it on, you teach your children a quiet lesson. This is what protection looks like. Pressure always moves somewhere. If it is not contained, it is transferred. And in most homes, pressure flows downhill, from work into the body, from the body into the tone, from the tone into the room, from the room into the children. This is not a failure of character, it is a failure of containment. A man does not need to eliminate pressure, he needs to decide where it stops. Some fathers unknowingly pass pressure through, by snapping over small things, by withdrawing into silence, by letting irritation become the background noise of the home. Children learn quickly where pressure lands. They learn whether they are expected to carry it, whether they should shrink, whether they should stay quiet to keep the peace. Other fathers absorb pressure differently. They slow down before entering the home. They regulate before engaging, and they separate the problem from the people. They understand something critical. Pressure belongs to the adult nervous system, not the child's. Containing pressure does not mean suppressing it. It means processing it privately so it does not spill publicly. It means choosing timing, choosing boundaries, choosing not to unload unresolved tension onto the smallest shoulders in the house. A father who contains pressure teaches strength without force. He shows that leadership is not about being unaffected, but about being responsible for the atmosphere he creates. This is quiet authority. Children who grow up in this environment learn that weight can be held. That responsibility does not require harshness. That stability can exist even when life is demanding. Pressure does not disappear in these homes, but it stops with the father, and that is protection. Strength does not require children to become hard early. When children grow up under constant pressure, they don't become strong. They become guarded. A father's role is not to expose children to stress, but to buffer it, so they can grow without bracing, so they can mature without armoring. When pressure is handled calmly, children learn courage without fear, confidence without aggression, resilience without emotional shutdown. They learn that strength can be steady, that authority can be gentle, that power does not need to intimidate. This is how strong men are raised, not by carrying adult weight too soon, but by watching a father carry it well. Your children will not remember every problem you faced. They will remember how the room felt when those problems arrived. They will remember whether your presence made things heavier or steadier. Pressure will visit every home. It cannot be avoided. What matters is not whether pressure shows up, but whether it is passed on. A father's discipline is most visible when no one is applauding, when the load is heavy, and when the home needs protection more than explanation. Children do not need to know the details. They need to know that someone is holding the line, that someone stays regulated when things are uncertain, that someone absorbs weight without leaking it, that someone remains reliable under strain. Years from now, when your children face pressure of their own, they will not hear your old advice. They will feel your example in their body. They will slow down instead of panic. They will adjust instead of explode. They will protect instead of transfer. Not because you taught them, but because you showed them. Pressure never builds character. It reveals it. And the character you reveal today quietly becomes the strength they carry tomorrow.